I want to talk about something that almost never gets talked about in strategy videos, or even really in live streams. And it's something that I'm going to call micro-strats. Now, micro-strats are the tiny optimizations you make to your movements as you get better in the game. It's the little things that really only save a frame or two, but that when added up can end up saving so much more time than people realize. In this video, I'm going to show you some of my favorites.
Challenge accepted.
Let's start on jungle, where we can find our first instance of the buffer shot. Now, the buffer shot isn't meant to actually kill anything or even deal any damage, really. It's meant to help us get speed rhythm going. Now, most runners will jump to avoid getting shot by this turret here. But if you shoot right as ball runs across that crack, you'll find that you'll be able to get a good enough stream of bullets to take out that turret before he even fires. Now, buffer shots get used regularly in this game. The base 1 boss, the base 2 boss, the Waterfall boss, just to name a few. But let's move on to the base stages. Here's something that you probably already know. It takes time for the bullets from your gun to reach the back of the wall. Now, the only reason I say that is because it means that we can start moving to the next shield a few frames before the first is even destroyed. Look, the truth is, the biggest time loss tends to be bad speed rhythm, but I wouldn't clarify that as a micro-strat. Now, how about we talk about Waterfall? There's actually two things that I've noticed that I think are worth talking about in that stage. First, note the difference between this kind of jumping and this. Now, top runners are able to jump so quickly that Bill is only on the ground for a single frame. Now, just imagine if every jump throughout the entire stage was that precise. If you happen to notice that you're shaving off seconds in this stage even though you haven't actually changed routes, well, this is most likely why. Now, the second has more to do with where we land. And being that this is a vertical stage, we want as little horizontal movement as possible. In fact, ideally we want no running at all. Unfortunately for us, there are 2 or 3 places where you have to run depending on which route you take. But let me show you a small optimization that you can make relating to this. Now, take a look at this jump here. Now, normally you might end up landing right about here. The problem is that we are now forced to run a little before jumping in order to reach the next ledge. However, if we jump a little sooner off the platform, we can actually remove the need to run at all. There's actually a few places on the stage where we can make similar optimizations. But how about we move on to energy zone? Now, on horizontal stages such as this one, we want as much horizontal movement during a jump as possible. Let me explain what I'm talking about. This right here is an infamous part of the stage that kills a lot of runners. Now, we always hope for the middle flame, but regardless of which frame burns, there is a micro-strat right at this point that I've noticed a lot of people don't really use. So, if I jump straight up, notice how much extra running I have to do before I can drop down. Well, by slightly changing the way I jump, I can save a few frames by landing further on the right. Well, let's have a look at Hanger. I'm not sure why, but if you stand right up against the spike wall, it actually takes a little longer to destroy than if you were a couple of pixels back. We run through pretty much every spike wall in this stage, so this one doesn't really help much unless we get slowed down for some reason, like maybe a troll absorbs some of our bullets meant for the wall. Point is, it's better to pause slightly away from the wall than right up against it. Finally, the alien Lair. Now, there's 2 things I'd like to point out here, and both of them have to do with the alien head. The first is to try shooting a little sooner than you think. By jumping and shooting before we even get to the head, we're able to start dealing damage a little earlier, thus saving us time and allowing for a quicker kill. The second, well, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure that it does actually save time, but if you jump at the right moment after the head is dead, you can actually jump forward a little before the wall is completely destroyed. Look, in conclusion, there's a lot of micro-strats in this game, and I've given you just a taste, but I encourage you to search for more. Now, that having been said, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and remember, don't stop shooting.